By 1969, the Beatles were, in the words of John Lennon, bigger than Jesus. They were internationally famous in a way that no pop group have ever been before. More than that, they were also the figureheads of a new generation.
They're gonna make a big star out of me. We'll make a film about a man that's sad and lonely, and all I gotta do is act naturally. Same old thing happen every day. I'm down, I'm really down, I'm down, I'm really down, I'm down, I'm really down. Well, how can you laugh when you know I'm down? How can you laugh when you know I'm down? Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. He was a day tripper, a one-way ticket, yeah. It took me so long to find out, and I found out.
Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. And dance to a song that was a hit before your mother was born. Though she was born a long, long. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. You can talk to me.
The 1960s had seen a rising generation question the old social certainties, and the Beatles were among those at the forefront of this cultural revolution. One result of this situation was that a lot of people started to take the work of the Beatles a lot more seriously than they should have. People started to find all sorts of hidden meanings in their lyrics. One such disciple was Charles Manson, who believed that the White Album told him to send his followers out to murder Sharon Tate and her friends at their home in California. Thankfully, such fanatical misreadings of the lyrics were confined to a tiny band of devotees. However, in 1969, a particularly strange Beatles rumour began to enjoy a wider circulation. On the 12th of October 1969, disc jockey Russ Gibb from Detroit's WKNR-FM broadcast the extraordinary theory that Paul McCartney was dead, that he had been dead since 1966, and that he had been replaced by an imposter. The evidence, according to Gibb, was right in front of everyone. It was clearly audible in the lyrics of the songs, and it was visible on the record covers. Soon, this rumour was sweeping the world, gaining new features with every retelling. However, most versions of the rumour shared these some essential features. he blew his mind in a car. What had happened, it was claimed, was that Paul McCartney was out driving when his attention was distracted by a traffic warden, lovely Rita. He was involved in an appalling car crash in which he died, suffering terrible damage to his head. His body was so badly crushed that it was unidentifiable, even from dental records. Because of the circumstances, the other Beatles were able to hush up Paul's death while they decided how to keep the world's most popular band on the road. Soon they came up with a plan. A Paul McCartney look-alike competition was announced. However, the winner's name was never announced because the lucky look-alike, William Campbell, had won a real prize. He was going to take over Paul's role in the Beatles. In order to further increase his resemblance to McCartney, Campbell underwent plastic surgery. However, the new Paul McCartney was not exactly identical to the old one. The conspiracy theorists argue. Campbell has a small scar over his upper lip, and it is this that gives the game away. What evidence is there for this outlandish theory? Well, almost all of it comes from the band's own work. After Paul's alleged death in November 1966, each album contained multiple clues as to his fate. Take Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, for instance. Here are just a few of the clues that have been spotted by the fans. The cover photograph has the band standing by what appears to be a freshly dug grave. The yellow flowers by the grave are in the shape of a bass guitar. Paul was the bass player for the Beatles. There are 3 sticks on the yellow flowers to represent the 3 remaining Beatles. Below the T in the Beatles is a statue of the Hindu god Shiva, the destroyer. His hands pointed directly to Paul. Paul is the only one holding a black instrument, another death association. Turn to the lyrics and we hear, he blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed from a day in the life and nothing to do to save his life. From good morning, good morning. However, the real motherlode of clues can be found in the White Album. The words number 9 on the track Revolution 9 become Turn Me On Dead Man, Turn Me On Dead Man when played backwards. The track also includes other clues, such as the sound of a car crashing. A similar reversal at the end of I'm So Tired reveals Paul is dead, man, miss him, miss him. Another track, Don't Pass Me By, has lyrics that read, I'm sorry that I doubted you. I was so unfair. You were in a car crash and you lost your hair. There are fewer visual clues to Paul's alleged death in the White Album, but the ultimate source for the conspiracy theorists and the immediate inspiration for the original radio broadcasts was 1969's Abbey Road album. It is alleged that the front cover of this album depicts Paul's funeral procession. The 4 Beatles are pictured crossing the road. Lennon is the clergyman or priest dressed in white. Starr is the funeral director or pallbearer, formally dressed. McCartney is the corpse. He is out of step with the others and he has bare feet and a cigarette, which is a silicon symbol of death, and Harrison is the grave digger, denim working clothes. Furthermore, the license plate on the white car reads LMW281F. LMW is said to stand for Linda McCartney, widow, or weeps, and 281F suggests that Paul would have been 28 years old if he had not died. At the time of the album's release, 26th of September 1969, McCartney was in fact 27 years old. Additionally, the cigarette in the picture is in McCartney's right hand, even though he is left-handed. In fact, there appear to be so many clues, not to mention the dozens of photographs that allegedly prove that the later Paul McCartney is a different person to the original, that after a while one can easily think that there must be something to it all. However, the fact that this new Paul lookalike went on to duplicate his hero's voice and his songwriting ability exposed the theory as the enjoyable nonsense that is plainly seen. Even the Beatles themselves saw the funny side of it. John Lennon, in the anti-Paul song How Do You Sleep at Night, from his solo album Image, includes the line, "Those freaks were right when they said you were dead." And in 1993, McCartney himself paid tribute to this long-running conspiracy theory by calling his live album What Else? Paul is Live.